Hi everybody, Ben Myers here with another one of our draft videos on cardspodcast.com or on the YouTubes or just like anywhere you can see us. Excuse me. As you'll notice up here in the corner, it is version 0926 for cards. So the changes to removal have gone through. There should be some like bonus time exclusive cards maybe available somewhere here. Um, so we'll see how all that goes. This will be my first draft with the new removal though. So let's get after it. Okay, Japan, USA, or the Soviets. Soviets have, well, let's see. Japanese removal's pretty good. Pairing them up with the British or the Soviets later on could work. They got some pretty solid planes as well. So let's go Japan this time. I haven't done too many Japanese drafts, so. Alright. So we got the P1Y Jinga, which is a pretty good closer, and it has pretty good, it's kind of like a beefed up Nebelwerfer. We have a B5N Kate, which has Blitz if there's no other air units, but removal's just great, so we'll take Amphibious Assault. Okay, now we have kind of a meh pick. Surprise Attack, which can give you some tempo or kind of be removal. Ancient Empire, which is good, but I only like having like one or two. I don't want all three. Then we have the 6th Infantry Regiment. Little low impact for me for the 6th Infantry Regiment. If we can find some naval operations or something, though, I think we can make these surprise attacks pretty good. So I'm going to take those surprise attacks, actually. Alright, so now we have 41st Bicycle Regiment, 4 Prosperity, or 75mm Mountain Gun. The Mountain Gun can't attack the enemy HQ, but a 3-power artillery on turn 2 can really help control the battlefield. So I'm going to take this artillery gun. Alright, our ally. Everybody knows how much I like the British, so I'm going to take the British again. Alright, we get a kind of a dud first pick for our British. Humber, a little low impact. AA Barrage might work with the Japanese because you get lots of good planes. But we'll take this Baluk Regiment. It's right in the middle of the curve. It gives us a little HQ boost. So let's take that Baluk Regiment. Alright, Tactical Withdrawal, no fun. 4 Prosperity, okay, but I don't really want it right now. I do like a Tojo though. You know, good deployment ability, has an ambush, 4 power fighter. Yeah, we'll take a Tojo. Okay, so now we get some Spitfires, some Hayabusas, or precision bombing. I think we're looking pretty good in the middle of our curve so far, and the Spitfire is just a really high impact unit. Actually, it really benefits from the changes to removal. So let's take these Spitfires. Alright. So we have a For the King and we have a 22nd Guards, which are both okay, and we would play probably both, but Empire of the Sun is an absolute beating if you can get it off on something good. This can absolutely break a game wide open. So we're going to definitely snap up an Empire of the Sun. Alright, then we get a pretty good follow-up here. Infantry regiments, like we said before, low impact. A Sally, not bad, but we kind of only want those later on. We have some good planes already in the Spitfires, and this Empire of the Sun is just gross. But the Fury on that is pretty good if you can get it off. But another Amphibious Assault, yeah, we'll definitely take that. Okay. Now we have a Kota Bushido, which can act as a sweeper. Blade of the Samurai, which can, very simple, destroy an enemy unit. Or a First Signal Regiment. I don't think we're like super fast in this deck. We're kind of setting up more for a controlling style. Kota Bushido's good, but we do only have 3 planes so far and don't know if we're going to get any more. Blade of the Samurai, I think, paired up with an Empire of the Sun and these amphibious assaults, just keeps giving us these really nice point removal orders though. So let's take a Blade of the Samurai. Alright. 4 AA barrages. We're not a deployment real. I mean, the Tojos are our only kind of deployment that we'd like to kind of do tricks with. A Model 25 is okay, but a Nikita regiment actually is kind of almost like a removal order. It's doing 2 damage, and then it can hopefully randomly pick something else off. So we'll take a Nikita regiment. Alright, so more 4 prosperities. If we see that later on, we'll be interested. Supply drop, not really. We don't even have any tanks. We barely have any infantry. Another Tojo could work though, so we only have to commit 1 slot to it. So let's take another Tojo. Okay, interesting pick here. Tora can act as a little room, like a sweeper for little stuff. 3 Me Too regiments are a pain for a lot of different decks to deal with. But these Type 88 AA guns, a 1-3, again, cheap artillery, and it pins aircraft. So we kind of have point removal for any big tanks, and now we can have these Type 88s to kind of help with infantry. Also, it turns our surprise attacks into removal orders. So I'm going to take these Type 88s. Alright, so now we get either 2 engineer regiments, another mountain gun, or a tactical withdrawal. We kind of need more infantry, but we're almost halfway through. We haven't seen any tanks really, so we're kind of more in the tank market. And like we said before, this mountain gun just drops so early in the game, can help control the battlefield. So I'm going to take another mountain gun. Alright, now we have some card draw with Deadly Duty. We have some HQ help and fortification, or we have these Imperial Orders, which goes on anything, repairs all damage to a unit. So you drop it on a mountain gun and all of a sudden you have a 4-2 mountain gun, or you can make your Type 88s into 2-4 artillery pieces. A Spitfire takes a little bit of damage, but then you grow it into a 6-6. Tojo likes it, Baluk likes it, so I'm going to take these Imperial Orders here. Alright, so kind of a tough pick here. I don't really like the Sterling. It is too expensive and doesn't do anything. We do already have a Blade of the Samurai, and we could use a little bit of card draw in here. So I'm going to go with this 33rd Recon Regiment. It only draws us, potentially 2 cards or maybe even 1. Throw an Imperial Order on it, or it can be kind of cannon fodder to protect our mountain gun or our Type 88s. So get in here, Recon Regiment. We'll take that. Okay. Interesting here. We get some geckos, or a Tora, or 2 Baluks. We kind of like everything that we have here. Our removal is all hard removal though. Blade of the Samurai, Empire's Sun, and Amphibious Assault are not damage-based removal. Even our surprise attacks aren't damage-based, so we don't really need the geckos. The Baluks are okay. We do need a little bit of help on 3. Tora by itself, I don't know if it's doing enough. But a nice go wide, maybe pick off some artillery. We only have to devote 1 slot to it, so I'm going to take the Tora. Alright, Bicycle Regiment or 6th Infantry Regiments. We're just not that aggressive right now. We're more of a let the game come to us kind of deck. The Akitas, we would need more Akitas, those Me Too's we saw before. So I'm going to take this Kate, because we have some good point removals so we can get through. Alright, now we have a Himeji, which is kind of a filler. 6th Infantry Regiment, also filler, but 2 more Spitfires. It gives us a nice late game threat, and we have our big point removal above them. So now we're just kind of looking to fill in and then rely on these Spitfires to kind of slam the door for us. So we'll fill out on our Spitfires. Okay, Now we have a Siren or a Siren. I always say it backwards. Another bicycle regiment, or this HED3A1, which, similar to the mountain gun, deploys on two. It's a bomber. It has a destruction ability. Or do we want a bicycle regiment? I guess that's where we are. We're really heavy on two. I think we had to take this bicycle regiment actually. Just good at holding the front line. Well, at least getting to the front line, giving our opponent something to worry about. Imperial Orders works really well on it, so might as well take it. We need a little bit more lower end stuff anyway. Alright, so a couple more geckos, 3 deadly duties, which I don't know, we could use the card advantage. And we have 4 Spitfires already, but the Spitfire 5 is Mark 5 is just so good. Plus, we might get lucky and grab some just convoys off of our British. So I'm going to take this other Spitfire here. It's so brutal for our opponent to deal with. All right, Air Spirit with the Kumamoto Regiment. It's just too expensive. 3 is just too expensive for what we're looking to do. We already have 1 Kate. I don't think we need more than 1. But air superiority, with all the planes we have tons of planes. So, air superiority, I think you're getting in here, buddy. Alright, so now some geckos, which kind of helps our air superiority. Some honors, which you can use those to close out a game. Drop an honor on an 88 mil or a bomber. I think we just need some more units in here though, and especially just some kind of tough stuff for our opponents to deal with in the early game to kind of sap their resources and then drop big Spitfires on them or refuel an Empire of the Sun when we get deep enough into a game. So I think I'm going to go with these Himeji regiments here just because they're 3 power on turn 1, and then you put a mountain gun out there as well. So I'm going to take this Himeji regiments. Alright, so our first example of the new removal, Desert Rats moving down to just 1 damage instead of 2. But it pins, so it works with our surprise attacks. Those 22nd brigades aren't bad, but Tora is doing 1 damage, so yeah, let's grab this Desert Rats. If we do see a gecko at this point, I think we'll pick it up. Okay, so now more air superiorities, honor by 3 or burning sun by 3. We are going to have lots of planes, so burning sun does go up in value, but I think our planes are going to be high enough power anyway. I mean, that could be our finisher, but I like just another little bit of removal as opposed to getting maybe 2 burning suns stranded in our hand and we can't really do anything with them. Air superiority is always doing at least 1 damage, so I'm going to take another air superiority. Okay, so we have the Type 89 Chi-Ro, which is a 4-1 tank, which is pretty good. Tactical withdrawal, I have never found a use for it. But a Type 93 just makes everything better just by 1 point of damage, especially with some, mountain gun or something like that. Yeah, we'll take a Type 93. Okay, so now we get the G4M1 Betty, a Matilda, or a Me Too regiment. Looking at our curve quick here, we could definitely use any, well, we don't really need the Betty. We have the mountain guns, we have the 88s, so we're good on early big threats. Matilda could work. Could definitely use a Matilda. A little more beef on 4. I do like a Me Too regiment though. It's just such a pain for opponents to deal with if you can get into the front line. 2-3 body for 3 is fine, so I'm going to take this Me Too here. Alright, now we get another Tora, 40 mils, which we don't need, or a Hayabusa. I think a Hayabusa is what we're kind of in the market for here. Another plane turns on all of our stuff, or turns on our air superiorities. Not all of our stuff, but a lot of our stuff does like a Hayabusa. So let's grab one of those. Alright, interesting pick here. Jinga would be really good if we didn't have like all these Spitfires. Claude's interesting because it's such a low drop, and the plane, a 2-3 plane that early is really good. But these 5th Brigades, they can just protect our field guns, our 88 mils, our big planes that we're going to have. So even though it really kind of commits us at this point, but I think the 5th Brigade just derails everything our opponent does so well. Okay, so now we have Takasagi, which is pretty good. A bombing raid, which is one of the best orders in the game. Commonwealth, we're not really built to be a Commonwealth deck. I guess it's really between the Takasagi and the bombing raid. Bombing raid can do upwards of 7 damage, but the Takasagi is so difficult for people to deal with. I mean, this is a tough pick for me because I really like what the Takasagi does. Bombing raid could take, let's see, best case scenario, it takes out 3 of the opponent's cards. Takasagi, it gets one, it's gonna destroy something, and it's gonna force our opponent to discard. And it forces, we already have 12 orders. I'm taking the Takasagi. If you don't like that pick, you can let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. So, looking pretty good with this one. Lots of specials in this deck. I don't know. I haven't done a Japan major power deck in a while. I really like our Empire of the Sun. I like our Spitfires at the top. Takasagi's and 5th Brigades to protect everything. Lots of nice point removal, some, at least one kind of mini sweeper. So, alright, let's give this a try. Let's see how we do. Alright, so first game up here against Turkus. I don't want to throw the air superiority back. We don't want to see that until we have planes. But we're going to get to draw a couple of times here, so let's keep this hand, I guess. End the turn. We're on the play, which is not ideal for us, and we get a Spitfire, so that's not really a great either. But let's play the 5th Brigade. It kind of gives our game plan up a little bit, but okay. Against a BT7. Oh, I'm going to turn this down. Hopefully it doesn't crash anything. Okay, good. Alright, we'll go with a Baluk. Sure. Alright, so now we're just kind of, if they want to run up with this BT7, we'll ram the Baluk into it. We don't mind that. Okay, and a howitzer for our opponent, sure. Alright, well, let's use this air superiority and take out the howitzer. Kind of blow up our opponent's game plan here a little bit. And then let's take out this BT7. Then next turn we're dropping a Spitfire on curve, and I think that's going to be really tough for our opponent to deal with. So, and now this Baluk is getting us a 2-for-1 really, so that's great. Okay, yeah, I'm going to drop the Spitfire on curve here and make our opponent deal with it. Alright, so see what our opponent's gonna get after here. I mean, we're gonna also move this Baluk up just to kind of be a speed bump to start. Alright, Thunderbolt for our opponent, sure. Okay, and an Himeji regiment, okay. Alright, let's move that Baluk up. And I think we're just gonna take this. Do we want to take this guard out? I'm actually going to drop this Tojo here. Damage the Thunderbolt. Or is it Thunderbolt? Yeah, Thunderbolt. Alright, and then... do I want to drop... I don't think I want to drop that Himeji. I'm actually going to pin the Thunderbolt, I think. Because next turn I can just take it out. Because right now I'm thinking I'm going to go Spitfire on the T-70 and then use the Baluk to take it out. But that plan might change. Alright, so a little change in game plan here. Alright, 2 Su-76s. Alright, that's a little dangerous for us. So, what we're going to do in that case... Because I think we got to start attacking some stuff here. I think we're going to... I think we're going to go Me Too and get that up into the front line. And then... Let's see, I think we're going to take out this T-70 and take out this Thunderbolt. And now our opponent, yeah, they have a lot. They have these 2 Su-76s. We're going to get some damage in on them. So we'd love to see our Takasagi, another 5th Brigade, something like that off the top here. If we don't get that, then we don't. 2 Su-76s though, that's tough to deal with. We do need some removal. An air superiority, or our Empire of the Sun even. Alright, we get a recon regiment. Alright, so I think we gotta start... Well, let's take out the first, and then let's drop a Spitfire and our recon regiment. Hopefully we can get a draw or 2 out of our recon regiment. And even if we take a whack for 5 on our HQ here, that's fine. Alright, so we got rid of both of the Su-76s. We got another Spitfire on the way. Alright, Katie's no fun. Alright, but we get 2 draws and we find our Takasagi regiment. So that's all very good things. Our opponent doesn't have some, super high impact stuff on the board right now. They do end up with the bomber. Alright, so we have 9 credits to use. So we're going to go with Takasagi and a Spitfire. Keeps the bomber back. We can go after Katie or the bomber next turn. We got the surprise attack, which isn't doing much on its own, but could end up doing stuff in the future. Alright, well, if we have to trade, we've gone through 3 of our regular Spitfires. We do have 1 regular MK1 left. We have the MK5 as well. And we've gotten rid of some pretty big threats from our opponent. And we still haven't even seen our Empire of the Sun. Okay, the field gun could be a problem. So I think we go Spitfire. And then we have to pin this field gun. A good example of where bombing raid would have come through for us, but, what are you going to do? Alright, and then I think we just wait on this Takasagi. I don't want to throw the Himeji out there, it just dies to the Katie. But now we can attack with this Spitfire on the field gun and then repair it with an Imperial Order. Another Katie, okay. Okay, might have been a little bit of a mistake there by our opponent. Maybe not. Alright, so that Takasagi did some work for us and gets rid of a Dauntless. Okay, that's good. So, let's see what else our opponent's got going on here. No surrender. Only get 2 soldiers for that, though. Alright, and we pick up a 5th Brigade, which is actually really nice. Alright, so let's go 5th Brigade, and let's take out the field gun. And now let's repair our Spitfire and make it into a 7-7. See if our opponent can deal with that. And, you know, we'd love to see our Tora here, too. Alright, so they get a good roll with the first KD. Bad roll with the second. Alright, and we can also take out one of the KDs, too, which will be very helpful. Alright, from the people. Sure. And a Mitchell. Well, let's see what happens here. No, they got our Spitfire. That's no fun. Alright, well, dealing with this B-25 is going to be difficult here. Little bit of a bad luck there. Oh, we get a Tojo, though. Ugh, and our 5th Brigade is pinned. So we are in trouble all of a sudden. Alright, we gotta go with the Tojo. We gotta get just more presence out there. I mean, the Tojo just gets sniped by these KDs at this point. Alright, so hopefully it'll chew up both their attacks. It does, that's good. We do lose our 5th Brigade here, though. And that's no good. So it looks like we're going to be up against it here pretty hard, which is too bad. I thought we had things going pretty well there for us, but now 2 Himeji regiments just aren't going to do anything. So, well, that's no fun. Well, what are you going to do? Alright, so opponent is going to just do the battlefield maintenance. It's what they should do. Get in for 7 or 4 now. So it really depends. If we draw an Empire of the Sun and then an amphibious assault, we can still make a comeback here, but a Himeji regiment off the top's no good. We need our Empire of the Sun into amphibious assault or Tora. And our opponent, ran to Joseph Stalin, yikes. So, our opponent with the 2 Su-76s early on really set us up for trouble. Alright, and yeah, we're just not finding the cards we need, so start with a loss. That's too bad. You know, an Empire of the Sun there on a Joseph Stalin, whew. Alright, so now we got Flashy David, sorry. Flashy Daddy's not a bad name, though. Sure, we can keep this hand. I think this hand's okay, working up to this early Spitfire. Alright, and we get a Type 88, so that's good. Alright, so get this Himeji going, just get into the front line. Maybe, depends on what our opponent does here. Okay, opponent's not going to do anything, then let's go with a Type 88. Next turn we can move the Himeji up. So let's see what our opponent's after here. And then we got this amphibious assault as well. Alright, blockade, sure. Alright, makes our KD more expensive, that's okay. Alright, might as well get a 5th Brigade down to guard our 88. Start getting some attacks in. Then next turn, well, you know, we're starting to get right into the meat of our curve here. Alright, daylight bombing. Alright, so we made our opponent use up some early removal. Let's just drop our Me-Too regiment. And we have our field guns, we have more 88s. Alright, commando for our opponent, sure. Okay, I mean, if that, I mean, I think we just amphibious assault the stupid commando just to get rid of it. Plus we're behind on our curve anyway. Alright, and a naval power. Oh, okay. Air superiority is also good. Let's just take out the commando. And now next turn we can drop a Spitfire down. Well, we can't move this Me-Too as well, but the Me-Too is just causing problems for our opponent already. Alright, Spitfire for our opponent. That's fine. The reason that that's fine is because we have a Blade of the Samurai in our hand. So let's drop our own Spitfire. I mean, if this Spitfire attacks our 5th Brigade, then we lose our 5th Brigade, but then we can also just crack back with a Blade of the Samurai. I'm also tempted to just trade off our regular Spitfire for the nicer Spitfire. Ooh, we also get a Type 88. Okay, I think in this case we're going to... I think we're going to amphibious assault the 5th Brigade. And now we'll trade Spitfires and move up our Me-Too regiment. Opponent's down to 3 cards as well, and now we also get to hold on to our Blade of the Samurai in case anything else crazy comes down. Alright, a Sendai regiment on just our Me-Too, sure. So here I'm gonna go, let's see, I got 7 credits to use, so I'm gonna get another Spitfire down, and I'm gonna get a Type 88 down, just because our opponent has a lot of infantry of their own, so we're gonna force them to come to us. Alright, so the 22nd comes down, sure. Okay. I mean, this is just making this Sendai regiment a really nice target for us to get after. Okay, in this case, let's see. Well, let's see. How can we... That's going to do 5 there, huh? Okay. So we can only do 6 damage to this first guards unit. Alright, I think I want to do that 6 damage though. And then let's bring out a Baluk regiment and a Himeji regiment. Himejis are going to kind of just get some work in for us here. Spitfire can come back. I mean, it's still got 3 defense. Alright, naval power against our Spitfire. That makes sense. Alright, so our 88 sticks around though. And now it can just take out this guards unit on its own. Okay, fantastic. Alright, so let's take out that guard unit. Let's take the front line back. Let's drop a 5th Brigade just in case we see like a key or something like that. Because even if this 88 goes down at this point, it's done plenty of work for us. And we have a Blade of the Samurai coming back. And next turn we have a blitzing Kate. Alright, so it looks like it's blitzing Kate time. So let's get in for 3 at the guards. And pass it back. So, I mean, we just got to avoid, I guess we got to avoid a Commonwealth here. If our opponent has a Commonwealth, though, I mean, that's a pretty rare occurrence. Alright, so let's take out the guards. Let's get some attacks in at the HQ. And get one more in, sure. Might as well move this 5th Brigade up to the front line and then drop another 5th Brigade in behind it. You know, if we see a carpet bombing or something like that, it does nail 5 of our cards, but our 5th Brigade stick around. We have a Type 88, and then we have a big point removal. All right, so we called our shot there. Carpet bombing it is. But our 5th Brigade stick around, Type 88, and then if they do have a big follow-up, we do have this Blade of the Samurai. Okay, and we get a mountain gun too. I'm going to just drop this Type 88 on its own. And this will give us back a Me Too regiment, so that's why I'm not hitting up this Sendai regiment all that much, because, I mean, if our opponent attacks with it, then we can really rip into it with our artillery. So right now, okay, so another Sendai regiment takes out our 88. Sure. Okay, so now we just got to wait for a plane. Well, or we could just hit this thing up. I'm tempted to just take our time here a little bit. Smoke screen, and can't attack the HQ, of course. Alright, I mean, I would like to get our 88 back, but until we absolutely need it, I'm not gonna bother. Okay, 24 pounder for our opponent, sure. Okay. Alright, well, in this case, I think we're just going to do an air superiority. And then attack the 24 pounder. And get Nikita Regiment up into the front line. And let's just keep the little mini attacks going on the HQ. I mean, 2 Sendai regiments, that's pretty good for our opponent. Alright, so they have a big Spitfire. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to just pin this Spitfire. And we're going to get to work on it with our field gun. Again, holding our Blade of the Samurai until the last possible moment. Because that surprise attack essentially works as a removal order here since we have our mountain gun going. Okay, well, there goes that idea. Alright, so we get our 88 back. Thank you. Alright, Rising Sun. That's why our opponent did all that. Okay. Alright, so we still have our Blade of the Samurai. I mean, I'd love to top deck... Oh, man, another Spitfire. I was going to say I would love to top deck our Empire of the Sun. Now I'd really love to top deck our Empire of the Sun. Okay. How are we going to do this? Alright, I think what we're going to do is take out the first Spitfire. And now we're going to pin the other Spitfire. And I think we're going to use our Imperial orders on our 5th Brigade here. Because then it can take a couple of whacks while we're working on the Spitfire. I was tempted to use it on our 88 here, but... Alright, so we'd love to see Empire of the Sun. Naval power, okay, not helpful for us at all. Alright. Tojo, okay. Alright, let's get our Tojo down. And then let's do a Tora here. Hopefully it doesn't hit our Tojo when the Akita regiment goes down. Alright, they hit our HQ. Whew. I think we got through everything. We'll take out this Sendai regiment. We get a Me Too regiment back. We'll move that into the front line. Whew. I was a little apprehensive on the Tora there, but it did take out their Spitfire, which we really needed to get through. So even if we had lost our Tojo, it would have been worth it. Alright, so some attacks on the HQ, drop a Himeji. Again, we want to see our Empire of the Sun. That kind of seals the game if we can find it. Right now, the opponent is thinking it over. Alright, Kitty Hawk takes out our Himeji. Alright, but we get another Tojo. So let's go Tojo, pin it, attack the HQ, attack the HQ. Alright, so one more turn we have to dodge. Another carpet bombing would be absolutely brutal, but I don't think I've seen a deck with multiple carpet bombings, or at least in draft. Alright, so let's keep the battlefield clear just because the British do have lots of countermeasures that are hard to think of. And alright, so we found the path to victory there. Whew. Alright, so we're up against Namlius. It's kind of a cool name. Alright, so all the removal plus an Imperial Order. We don't need Imperial Order until later on. Tora might be good to hang on to against a Soviet player. Just with KDs, 37 mils, that kind of thing. 2 amphibious. Yeah, let's hang on to the rest of the removal. Oh, okay, good. And we get a mountain gun as well. Okay, well, let's just pass it back. Chaika. Okay. I don't want to just throw this mountain gun out there just for it to get whacked. And a Chica is just doing 1 damage, so... Alright, Katie. Okay. Alright, well, we get an Akita, so let's move, we're gonna take a little bit of a risk here. Because even if the Katie takes out the Akita is doing 2 damage. Alright, Type 93. Oh, they went after our HQ. Oh, okay. I thought they went after our Akita here. They did not. Okay, well, let's go Tora. And now since we drew a second field gun, well, I think instead what we're going to do is we're going to go Desert Rats, take out the Jika, and then take out the I-16 as well. Alright, so we just want to dodge big tanks here for a little while. Alright, 84th Infantry Regiment is perfectly okay. Because now I think we're going to go double mountain gun. Ooh, a naval operations. Good play by our opponent there. That's stinky, but what are you going to do? Alright, Hayabusa, sure. Alright, let's go... They're playing the Japanese, so they don't really have too many ways to boost the power of an 84th. We got 6 credits, so what I think we're going to do here is go Amphibious Assault into a Hayabusa. Alright, no surrender, sure. Okay, great, and that's all they had. Okay, Well, that's good. Let's get a Me-Too regiment up into the front line then. And let's take out one of the infantry. So now our Me-Too can take out the rest of the infantry if needed. Arctic convoy for our opponent. And a field artillery of their own. Okay. Alright, well in this case, I'm happy to trade a Hayabusa for field artillery. Now let's get a Spitfire down. Next turn we can get a 5th Brigade to protect our Spitfire. Alright, KV, yep. And an Akita regiment, okay. Alright, well let's protect our Spitfire. And get in some damage on this KV. And then put out a fresh Spitfire. And if our opponent wants to come in and take out our damaged Spitfire, they're welcome to it. Alright, T-34, we are expecting that. Ooh, and the repair party there coming down. That's no fun. Alright, another Spitfire. Sure. Well, I think we're going to take this KV out. And drop a fresh Spitfire, question mark? Yeah, I think we got to. The order is what I'm worried about, though. Alright, I'm going to drop the new Spitfire there. That might be a mistake, but the reason being, I don't want the Akita to be able to just trade in for our other Spitfire, but this T-34 is going to be a problem, I think. Alright, Arctic convoy for our opponent. Alright, Bicycle Regiment is not helpful. Love to see our Empire of the Sun, wherever it is. Alright, we gotta go Baluk. And we're gonna attack the opponent's HQ, and then we're gonna pin... They do get to draw, but we're gonna pin that T-34. Hopefully we can find an Empire of the Sun. Alright, another T-34. Okay, that's a pain. Alright. Kate, okay. Kate works. Let's see. Can we get enough damage on this T-34? I think we can only do 4 damage to it. Alright, well, this gives us another draw at our Empire of the Sun, which we really need. Maybe I should have taken some of those deadly duties too in the draft portion. Opponent's got a lot of cards over there, though. Excuse me. Alright, opponent is thinking it over here. I mean, it seems like an easy attack on the Kate. Just keep the pressure on. There you go. And then a Joseph Stalin. I don't know why that was so difficult for our opponent to figure it out there. Alright, Blade of the Samurai is a little late to the party. Well, let's take out the Joseph Stalin. I mean, we have to. Otherwise, that's the game. Alright, might as well get our Bicycle Regiment out there. Again, Empire of the Sun. We have like a... We only got one in there though, so it's a long shot. Alright, and a howitzer. Jeez. Alright, well we can take out the howitzer, which is good. We can drop a Tojo, which combined with, let's see, that would be 3 damage and this would be 2. So we can attack down this T-34. Alright, well, that's the game. Oh well. You know, we haven't seen our Empire of the Sun yet, and you can tell. Alright, right back in action though. UTD Stekdos 200. I'm going to throw the 4 drops back. We're on the draw, so that's helpful. Alright, and we get some really nice low-end stuff, so that's good. Alright, let's get a recon regiment going. Alright, War Machine for our opponent, sure. Alright, well let's get a mountain gun out there to help control the battlefield. Almost as good as the howitzer. Alright, it gets gunned down. So it got 1 card out of our opponent's hand though, so that's positive. Oh, the Imperial Orders have been really nice on it. Alright, well let's get an Akita regiment into the front line. Working up towards our big Spitfire. Alright, Marine regiment. Okay, well we might as well get an 88 down and move up and get an attack in. So, you know, we kind of had the classic formation going here. A little bit of infantry and an artillery piece behind them. Hopefully it'll do 2 more damage. Alright, it would have been nice to do an extra 2 damage to the Marine regiment there, but what are you going to do? We can also pin the Marine regiment. Okay, and then they have the P40. Alright, so let's pin that P40. Let's do 1 damage to their HQ. Let's pin the Marines. And I think next turn I'm going to use this Imperial Order on something. I also probably drop this Hayabusa. Let's see. So next turn we're going to have 6. So we're going to go probably Hayabusa, Imperial Order, and then attack maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we draw too. All right, Corsair for our opponent. Okay, and we get a Kate. All right. So how are we going to do this here? The Hayabusa. Okay, so Hayabusa plus air superiority that'd be use 4 credits. And then 5 on the AA gun and 6 to attack with it. Alright, I think that's our game plan. Is go Hayabusa, which I know gets more work, or costs more to work it now, but that's okay. Alright, now we take out the P40. Then we goose our 88. And let's start attacking this Corsair. Yeah, we're going to lose our recon regiment, but it's going to draw us a card, so I'm okay with that. And finally, Empire of the Sun makes an appearance. Death from Above gets our Hayabusa, which is a really good outcome for us because that Hayabusa was expensive anyway. Alright, our opponent's down to 2 credits too. Can't move their infantry. Alright, and an engineers battalion. great target for our Empire of the Sun. Alright, so let's get a 5th Brigade out there to protect our artillery. Let's pin the Corsair again. And I think I'm going to drop this Kate at this point. It doesn't have Blitz, but that's okay. Just to get it on the battlefield, since this Corsair's pinned anyway. Alright, Flying Fortress. Alright, it got our 5th Brigade, which is like the best one it could get. Okay, and we get a Spitfire, which will help negate this B-17. Alright, so let's take out the Corsair, just to get rid of it. Let's bomb the... Do we bomb the B-17? Yeah, I think we have to bomb the B-17. And let's get our Spitfire out there. So now the Spitfire trades with the B-17. Alright, Cadet Nurse Corps. No fun there. But our Empire of the Sun keeps getting better and better. Alright, so we can at least take out this B-17, or pin it. No, we can take it out with our Kate. Alright, and we get a Takasagi. Okay. Alright, well, let's take out the B-17. Drop our Takasagi. And let's take out these engineers. Yeah, this Marine regiment's really big, but we do want to leave our opponent at least one really big thing out there, so we have an Empire of the Sun target. Alright, AA Barrage, sure. It has Blitz now anyway, so we're fine with that. And they're going to have to discard, so we get rid of a Marine regiment as well, so happy with that. And we can always just drop this Kate and bomb this Marine regiment down. Okay, so in this case, what are we going to do here? Well, drawing an air superiority there is really good, I think, because now we can go Kate, bomb the Zippo, shoot the Zippo, and now air superiority the Marine regiment, and we have Empire of the Sun as our emergency plan. Death from above gets our Kate. Okay, and that's all our opponent has. Awesome. Alright, so let's get an attack in there. Let's drop a big Spitfire. And we might as well drop our field gun too. And now, almost anything our opponent plays at this point, we're going to Empire of the Sun it. Just get some big attacks in. Just because I'm afraid of some kind of blitz unit. I mean, we're essentially using this mountain gun as infantry. Alright, so we have a Woken Giant. Alright, AA Barrage, yeah. Alright, still nothing for our opponent though, so let's go Spitfire, Spitfire, and attack. A lot for our opponent to deal with out there, and again, this Empire of the Sun, just the security of having it has been very helpful for game plan purposes. So you can see how important Empire of the Sun is even when you don't play it. Just having that in your back pocket to deal with anything is incredible. Oh, sorry about that. Alright, so back in action here, up against Ace Re-Ra. Okay, I mean, we don't have any card draw early on, but, you know, these are all good, quick units to have. Put some pressure on our opponent early. Alright, so Bloody Sickle here. Yeah, it kind of ruins our day, but that's okay. Rather have a Bloody Sickle out of their hand now. Okay, well, that's kind of stinky because we can't even put our mountain gun down. We can't put this Type 93 down, so... Alright, well, we can go Hayabusa or Amphibious Assault next turn. Alright, so Rifle Regiment for our opponent, sure. Alright, well, I think we do go Hayabusa here. And if they want to shoot at our Hayabusa, that's fine. Because we have nothing to do really on 4 anyway. Alright, Yak. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Let's go with, we might as well Amphibious Assault this Yak. And pass it back. Alright, from the people, taking out our Hayabusa. Okay. Oh, a couple of Spitfires now. Alright, well, we might as well drop our first Spitfire. Again, the operation cost is high, but hopefully it'll bring this 37 mil into the ball game. Then we can just strafe it down. Or next turn we can just Amphibious Assault it. So let's see what our opponent's got though. Okay, they got a big howitzer. Okay, we get air superiority, which is actually a really good draw for us. So let's go with air superiority. Let's see. Yeah, air superiority on the 37 mil. Then an Amphibious Assault on the howitzer. And then let's just take out this little infantry as well. I mean, if they come back with a critical hit or something here, then that's what they have. Alright, LA5. Okay, and we get an Imperial Order. So, I think what we're going to do here is go take out the infantry. And let's drop another Spitfire. Kind of want to get the field gun down, or the mountain gun down, when we don't have to worry about it getting gunned down itself. Alright. Okay. Alright, and we get a Type 88, which is pretty good for us. Let's go with the... Yeah, because it's going to be... Air units that attack or attacked by the Type 88 are pinned. So, yeah, let's go with that. Then let's also go with a Type 93. And then let's see. We want to go like this, I think. And then take out that 84th. And if our opponent wants to come after, I mean, I don't want to put the, I think I'm just going to put the Imperial Orders on this Spitfire, the more damaged Spitfire. Make our opponent deal with that. Alright, from the people for our opponent. Okay, still gets another removal order out of our opponent's hand. Alright. And let's see, anything else? Okay, fortification, sure. Alright, and we get the big boy Spitfire, so let's drop that down. And then let's take out that LA5. And now we have 12, 17 damage on the battlefield. Alright, from the people. So we keep chewing through our opponents from the peoples. Alright, and a T-34. Alright, well, we'll happily take out a T-34 with our first Spitfire. Get in for 5 at our opponent's HQ. Get our mountain gun out there. Alright, Bloody Sickle, so get it out of their hand. Alright, and now 25 pounder. Alright, well, we get a nice one with Kate. So let's go, let's see, can we win it from here? We can do 11, 14 damage. Alright, so I think what we got to do instead is, well, we could just pin the stupid, let's see, so that'd be 2, 4, 8, 10 to operate, and then we wouldn't be able to pin it, so we can't do even that. Alright, so we got to take out the 25 pounder. Get in at our opponent's HQ, and let's also drop some bombs. So now we have lethal next turn, because we would have been, if we were on 12 credits, we could have pinned the 25 pounder. I would have done that, but whatever, couldn't do it. Alright, T-34 takes out our tank, okay, or our Kate, interesting. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here is, just in case our opponent, activated a countermeasure or anything like that, we're going to attack with the Me Too. Alright. So now I think we're just going to attack the HQ. And attack the HQ. And get a win. Alright, good. Little leery of countermeasures there, but got the job done. Alright, so up against Darkness here. Fellow Japanese player. Gonna throw a Spitfire back, just want to see a little bit later. We're also on the draw, so alright. Okay, nothing from our opponent, so we'll get a Himeji out there. Alright, they have a bomber. Okay. Well, let's go with our Type 88 then. It survives an attack from the Aichi, but it also pins it. So let's see what. Alright, they bring a Claude to the battlefield. And an Imperial Orders. Okay, that's stinky. Alright, well. In this case, I think we're going to go with move to the front line. Let's drop a 5th Brigade down. Just since we got this Aichi pinned. Alright, so... Alright, opponent's got it all. Alright, let's get our Hayabusa out there. Negates, I mean, if they want to trade off their bomber, we're fine with that. Next turn we can start moving our own Akitas up to the front. Oh, we also have a Spitfire coming down. Alright, so we're fine with that trade. Coastal Howitzer is a little bit more of a problem, though. Alright, well, in this case, I think we're going to go with the Akita and attack. Alright, we do it to the HQ, sure. Okay, pass the turn. I kind of wanted to get some damage in at the howitzer, because now I think we might be too far behind. Well, let's just take the howitzer out. Like to save that for something bigger and badder, but that howitzer is just going to totally mess with our game plan. And I think we can rally here a little bit. We got some 5th Brigades, we got some Spitfires. So let's see what happens here. I mean, next turn, hopefully our 5th Brigade's, okay, it's not going to survive. Okay, well, now we might be in a little bit of trouble. Alright, a Baluk's helpful. Alright, and then let's make our Spitfire healthy again. And then let's pin the Me Too regiment. Alright, so hopefully we can get some of this stuff cleaned up here. Alright, a Sendai regiment, good for our opponent. Alright, it's not looking good for our hero here. Alright, gonna get our field gun going. I mean, Burning Sun's gonna seal the deal against us here. That one didn't go very well. Oh well. Oh well. Well, a 3-3 deck, you know, that happens sometimes. It just happens. Alright, but that's going to give us an opportunity to say, if you like our content, you want to help us out, patreon.com/cardspodcast, or stop by for a stream, twitch.tv/cardspodcast. But that's going to do it for this draft, guys. 3-3, what are you going to do? Alright, talk to you soon.